Vikings Saints coming up on EA Sports.
What is up, everybody? Nicky D, aka the Dragon franchise. I have the Saints hosting the Minnesota Vikings. Crazy story of how this actually goes down. In a custom quick match, I have my team already selected. First person decides he wanted to use his team, he backs out. Next person comes in, he backs out. So I go to the bathroom not even for like a minute and a half. And I come back and I see that someone had chosen the Vikings. And I'm like, all right, cool. We got a good matchup, 78-79. Should be a hell of a game. I'm ready to roll. But I was in for a huge surprise, as we are officially underway in Louisiana. And we have Cordero Patterson out of his own end zone, bringing it down to about the 26-yard line. And his quarterback of the day will be Teddy Bridgewater. Great quarterback choice right there. I mean, over Castle and all those other guys. So he comes out in single back for the first time in the game. Hits me with 0-1 trap. Then he runs a counter, and the blocking is just everywhere on this. And Junior Galette actually chases him down. Just a good hustle play right there. So a big run on his part. He's in red zone territory. We stop Jerick McKinnon. He goes into tight formation again, and Patrick Robinson makes a beautiful break on the route and a big defensive stand right there. Kudos to you, Mr. Robinson. Now we take the offensive side of the field. Let's go, Drew Brees. I have Drew Brees, so honestly, when I'm using a good quarterback like him, I feel like I could do pretty much anything. First play, I come out in gun doubles and gun doubles weak. I am using the Denver playbook. But then I realized that I wanted to mix in some single back. So pretty much my offense in this game is mostly single back and mostly shotgun formations, as that's what the Broncos do. And a nice play by Kenny Stills. We took advantage of the one-on-one coverage right there. He run commits, and on the screen it does nothing. If Stills didn't use his momentum, I would have had an easy walk-in touchdown. But Madden kind of screws you like that sometimes, I guess, as Jimmy Graham gets popped right there, and he has to take a few plays out as he is slow to get up right there. So on a 3rd and 8, I wanted to hit him with a run because I started to notice the coverage D that he's playing. And 4th and 3, I go for it, and he bats it down. If Ben Watson didn't get bumped, I feel like I could have had it. Anyway, he dots me up again on these corner routes. He then stays and snugs and single back tight the whole game. That's right, the whole game. That is pretty much his base formations. The kid knew what he was doing, and at this point I'm like, all right, man, I got my hands full with this guy. At the end, you will see about like how really good this kid was. And then this is just a beautiful pass right in the breadbasket to Jarius Wright, so he takes the 7-0 lead. Trying to mix in with my crossing routes are definitely my specialty, so nothing is open there. And now I notice that he's playing coverage D, and what do? Hit him with the strong power if you're going to play coverage D. Blocking is excellent. Look at this blocking. My blocker did get confused on Harrison Smith. I could have had a touchdown if he stayed with Smith. But, you know, a decent game, we'll take that. And then we finally get sacked after the coverage D. I'll post a link in the description. One of my opponents had a coverage D against me, and Stills makes one heck of a grab. Kenny Stills came to play today. You don't want to miss his performance, guys. 1st and goal. Hit him with the halfback base. We are now tied 7 apiece. And like I was saying, I have another video where I played an opponent similar but not as good as this guy, and what he did was single back, tight, and coverage D the whole game. So I've seen this type of scheme before, and it was basically up for my players to make the plays when I put them in a position. Now, that was a big stop on a 3rd and 1. Galette had himself a day. 4th and inches, we know he goes for it. I intercept the blocking scheme, get the stop. So now we are back on offense. It is Drew Brees. I have to playmaker out to Brandon Cooks, who's got room in front of him. He's a dynamic player, so 2-minute warning. Still hitting him up with the same scheme. We get Ingram out of the backfield, and this guy is fighting for every yard. No, that's the 2nd and inches right there. He takes his first time out of the ball game, and this is an interesting series of plays right here. Run commits again, and Watson isn't there, but I don't know why the guy was covering him if he ran commit. So then I'm like, all right, I passed it that first time. I got to run it here. Basically, because I know run commit is his short play when he's on defense. 4th and 1, I go for it again. Man in motion, and Graham does not catch that one. So that's the 2nd time on 4th down I did not convert. I am 0 for 2. Harrelson brings down Peterson. And almost had the pick, like I was saying. My players just need to make the plays when I put them in position to do so. Puts a man in motion. I thought he wanted the guy on the outside fade, but hits me up with a crossing route. So I know this kid's got a lot of schemes, and I know he's been in practice mode for quite some time. Have everybody locked up on our max coverage. He throws it away, but we do take Bridgewater out for the game right there. So Castle's first pass as he drops back is a terrible one. Jerry's Bird able to get the pick. That was a cover 3 call right there. So we have another chance on offense. Dot him up with Marcus Colston over the middle of the field. We'll take our first timeout. Then I go back in 5 wide, and I hit the middle post, and that was almost picked off, but Marcus Colston held on in traffic. Go to the screen play, and that's the second screen that went nowhere, so we pretty much abandoned the screens at this point. Stills makes a great catch, but cannot get out of bounds, so we are trying to no huddle, and at right here, we get it off. I had Still probably for a touchdown, but the pressure got to me. So it is still knotted up at 7 apiece. We're going to have no return here. I don't know, I just didn't want to return it out of the end zone. Hit him up with the crossing routes where I got 2 guys going slants and the halfback out of the field. We get it. First down right there. Good play by Kenny Stills. Hit him up. Graham was one-on-one. So when I'm noticing the coverage D, I notice I have to work underneath. But there were some plays where I just did not do that in this game. And Pierre Thomas just can't get that first down. He had himself a really bad day. We go for it again on 4th down, but it is batted again. So we are looking terrible on 4th down. We left 2 points up on the board. 4th, meaning 2 touchdowns and field goals. I forget what. But like I said, we almost get another pick right there. He sends a man in motion, and he's able to hit me across the middle with Ray Jennings. But we do hit him again, and the ball is loose, and we are right there, guys. So jumbo formation, send a man in motion, and just a terrible pass or terrible route running by Grant. Your call. I roll out of the pocket, and I get taken down. Luckily, Drew Brees did not get hurt in my play because his arm was moving forward. Roll out again, and Jimmy Graham catches it in traffic, and I'm like, where was this the whole game? Like, you dropped a lot of passes. He run commits again, but we throw an accurate pass over the cornerback to Kenny Stills, and there's nobody on that team that can catch him. We are now up on top, 14-7. Kenny Stills came to play today. So then he runs his same little scheme, you know, gonna go in the shotgun snugs, 0-1 trap, then hits me with a counter. So I pretty much did not pass commit on the early downs. Mostly 3rd down I would pass commit if it was a 3rd and intermediate. We bring him in another 4th down situation, but he converts. So basically, I can't convert, but he can convert on 4th down pretty much. So it's really, you know, aggravating me at this point. McKinnon's biggest run of the day was just that right there. Overall, I think we did a solid job on D, containing the run, because they had, I think that was actually Ben Tate. No, it was Jerick McKinnon, but Ben Tate did make an appearance in this game, even though he's not on the team anymore. Like I said, this is a little bit old. We have a flag on the play. I touched his offensive lineman accidentally, so now it is a 2nd and 6 situation. I'm thinking run here, motions the guy, and there I know it's going to be a pass. So he tries to roll out, and why he doesn't fumble the ball is beyond me. The defense, I put them in position to make every play, man, and it just isn't happening. But other than that, I was very thrilled with this New Orleans defense, considering of how bad they were in the regular season. And watch this. Just terrible stick skill on my part. Kyle Rudolph makes us pay, and rather than taking a field goal, he's going to go for 2. He's a gambler, and he gets it right there, so he has a 1-point lead. We're back on offense. I wanted to hit him with some drag routes because I haven't brought it out in a while. 2nd and 6, we go with some play action. You know, he's going to use the middle linebacker the whole time, and I just have to throw it away. But it was almost caught there by Cooks. And no safety help over the top, so I say YOLO, let's go. And Kenny Stills catches it over Xavier Rhodes. We are now on top, baby. Or maybe that was Josh Robinson, whatever. We get the 2. It is now a 7-point lead. And pretty much the reason why Kenny Stills was getting open the whole game was because he didn't play double safety. He played one safety covering the deep middle of the field. He did not adjust to it, so it leaves me one-on-one with a cornerback, and it's 50-50 at that point. I gamble, I get a touchdown. But anyway, he's got a decent drive going right here. He picks up his second first down. That's Adrian Peterson this time. And again, he just stays in shotgun snugs the whole time. I basically had to disguise my coverage on coverage threes. What I usually do a lot is I'll shade the safety down, and then they'll come back across the middle of the field, because then it's a risky throw on his part most of the time. And if I'm not, having the safety come back up across, if that happens, Kyle Rudolph getting the first down right there, you'll just get dotted up with streaks all game. Goes back to the counter run. McKinnon actually has another good run. But at this point, I'm really just focused on the quick passes that he's dotting me up with. Second and 10 situation, I'm actually thinking pass right here, and cover 2 is probably one of the worst defenses to play against an up-the-gut run. Anyway, speaking of up-the-gut runs, that was my biggest disappointment right there, is that I abandoned those. Like a good game like that, and I had B if I lobbed it to the outside. He gets the sack, and that is just a killer. And at this point, I'm extremely mad. He makes me burn all of my timeouts, and that is the game, ladies and gentlemen. And I was just completely frustrated. I got very, very fancy on the 2nd and 17. I really should have kept the run game. That was my biggest regret in this one, and not converting on 4th downs. I do think the defense played themselves a really good game. I had my players in position. As you'll see, there was at least 3 plays that should have been picked off. Other than the last pick, I did not do anything, foolish on offense other than not converting on 4th downs, and we just let the game slip away. It was really, really disappointing. I didn't feel like I even played that bad against this kid. And now, how do I know this kid was in the top 100? Well, keep in mind in the beginning of the video, I said that I had my team already selected and a few people backed out. And once you get a lot of people backing out, most of the time you're going to get someone whose skill level is a lot better than you. So take a look right here. I only minus 5 skill points. After that, I was like, all right, man. It just shows that, I could definitely hang with the best of them in Madden. Maybe not the best, but guys who are having a skill better than me.